Getting proper mental health care can help you feel more like you. That's why Cerebral offers convenient access to online mental health services, including therapy and medication management. Cerebral's diverse clinician team can help with anxiety, insomnia, relationship issues, workplace stress, and more. You can schedule and communicate with your care team through Cerebral's mobile app and attend your sessions from the comfort of your own home. Get started with or without insurance. Plus, you can use your FSA or HSA. Start your first month for 50% off at Cerebral.com/ACAST.
Hi, Dave here, and this is my wife, Cathy.
Hello.
This is the Cinemile, the podcast where we walk home from the movies. Today we're walking to The Lion King.
I'm feeling very nostalgic because our first ever podcast episode was The Jungle Book, directed by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, and it was was that the first or
Very
one of
first.
the first, no, not first Cinemile episode, first live action reboot
so.
of a Disney animated classic? I'm going to say...
No, because they did like Cinderella, the Kenneth Branagh movie.
Yeah.
But this was the first quote-unquote live action of not real animals reboot. But at least there was a human in that one.
Yeah, I think that's
this
what
one
they're...
is not live action.
They're billing this as the first live action remake of Not Animals. Wait, what did you just say?
I'm just saying it's not really live action because it's all CGI animals.
Yeah, it's bullshit to call this live action.
And you know what,
it isn't.
right?
It's photorealistic and looks like a nature documentary. But it isn't. It's just a different form of animation. So cut the shit, Disney.
And so
we all see through your
Disney
ploys.
Okay, I have two feelings on this movie.
Okay.
So the first
describe
one
your feelings.
The first one
it's like
is
a therapy session.
No, I love The Lion King, right? And it's like probably the Disney movie I watched most as a kid.
Okay.
I used to just watch it all the time, particularly with my little sister Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Did you have it on VHS?
Oh God, yeah. And then like the music
taped off the telly with the ads.
No, real VHS.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, they cost a fortune.
the music's incredible, right? It's an incredible movie. Everything about it is, I think, perfect. And then when I heard they were doing this pseudo live action thing, I of course had the reaction that everyone has, which is Disney are just capitalising on their, their back catalogue. They're cynically redoing this stuff because they've no creativity left. Blah 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 blah. I was totally against it. I wasn't even going to go and see it. And then we went to the cinema a few weeks ago and I saw a trailer for it, and I just thought the trailer was incredible. And I did love The Jungle Book the last time Jon Favreau did it, so I'm going in like with very high hopes because okay, putting aside all the cynical, obviously, just creatively bankrupt, I get all of that, but I think this is going to be really moving.
But the reason the trailer is effective is A, it's got the music,
yeah,
and B, it's wrapped up with your own memories and nostalgia.
Yes, but that can go really badly though if something's wrapped up with your memories and nostalgia and it's not done well.
Oh yeah,
so
but I'm saying that's why the trailer's so exciting. And
it just looked beautiful though. It looked incredible.
It looks insanely realistic.
Like it looks incredible.
Like stupidly realistic. So realistic that you're like...
Why didn't they just get real lions?
Well, because that would be very difficult to get you want a team of lion trainers, lion tamers to work on this project.
I think so. David Attenborough style. If you film them long enough, they will reenact The Lion King.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think in the rushes of Planet Earth they have the Lion King?
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're like spoiler alert. A lion falls during a stampede, and
exactly.
then it's like there's that. You just cut that together with it with
You have a happy voice.
A water.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we are very happy. Thanks, not me.
Just me.
Yeah, okay. Well,
for anyone who missed that, he said I have a happy voice. Thank you.
What was I saying? Oh yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't
basically
listening.
It doesn't matter. I'm not keen on this movie. I don't have any nostalgic affection for The Lion King. It wasn't my movie.
You monster.
Wasn't my... No, but hang on, that's...
Excuse me.
What?
I didn't... I'm married to a monster.
I'm not... Hang on. No.
We had a child together.
I didn't say... Yeah,
so are you not going to let him watch
And I
The Lion
held
King?
him up as a baby over my head and went... as every parent does, right? And if you're a parent and you didn't do that, you're lying.
Well, first of all, I have no
or if
recollection.
you're a dog owner,
I have no recollection of you
well.
ever doing that. So it's a
anyway,
complete lie.
of
You're
course
lying.
I did. Everyone does that.
Anyway, we need to go.
No, I need to explain give my context for what I just said, that you somehow now think I'm a monster. I didn't say I don't like The Lion King, because that's impossible. Nobody dislikes it. Like, it's a lovely movie, and it's something that's entered pop culture so pervasively. Like, everyone knows Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, blah blah blah.
You can't remember any of them.
Just two things. Those
wow,
two things.
It's really embedded itself in your brain.
And the thing, the thing I just referenced, I literally said, like, a parent holds up their child like that and pretends it's the Lion King moment.
What about the sexiest scene in any Disney movie ever?
Cultural relevance.
Sexiest scene in any Disney movie ever.
What?
Nala and Simba doing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" And she kind of turns and looks coquettishly at him.
Don't remember that. That's the thing I'm trying to tell you. I don't.
You don't remember "Can You Feel the Love Tonight"?
I know it's a Phil Collins thing. Will you let me talk, woman?
Okay.
I don't remember this movie.
Phil Collins thing? Do you mean Elton John?
Didn't Phil Collins do "Can You Feel the Love"? Oh wait, no, that's
Elton John did the music.
Okay, well look, that's the proof of my lack of credentials in this instance is what I'm trying to say. I don't dislike this movie,
okay,
so
great.
I'm not a monster.
So can we go now?
Literally, I have seen it maybe twice. This wasn't in my house on repeat. I saw it in the cinema in 1993.
Yeah, I saw it in the cinema too.
Maybe I saw it one other time.
It's my first memory of seeing a Disney cartoon in the cinema as well. The first one I remember going to see in the cinema.
So basically this is going to be, even if this is a beat for beat remake, it's going to be somewhat fresh to me.
Well, also apparently it's very similar, but they've added more time on.
Oh.
And I read that they gave Nala some more agency, so Nala's got like a new song or two.
Nala's a sassy talking lion now, is she?
No, I mean, she didn't have much of a character in the original, like, let's get real. And she's played by Beyonce, so obviously they want to make the most of Beyonce.
Okay.
So right, let's go. Popcorn for me, beer for Dave.
We're gonna go. Yeah, I've got beers. Let's go. Bye.
Life's not fair, is it, my little friend? While some are born to feast, others spend their lives in the dark. Begging for scraps.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give. Run away, Simba, and never return.
Hi, we're back. We saw The Lion King. But before we talk about anything, we got to do a very quick shout out to the lovely people who've donated to us on patreon.com/The Cinema.
Thank you guys for subscribing to our retro movie reviews and TV reviews. We just reviewed Starship Troopers this week, and we are just about to finish Stranger Things, so we can do a big chat on that.
Yeah, so it's an extra bonus podcast feed where we do loads of extra TV and retro movie chat, which you can subscribe to right now, like Trina did.
Thanks,
and
Trina.
Thank you, Trina. And TLDR News, which is a very big YouTube channel, and we appreciate the support very much. Joe Kiley, my very good friend from Cork. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe, for paying to listen to your own friends. It's awesome.
Joe, I'll give you this for free. Like, I feel bad now. Duncan Parks, thank you so much, Duncan. Amy Can Woolley, Richie Jones, and many, many more.
Amy Can Woolley?
Yeah, do you know
It's an
Amy?
amazing name. No,
it's
awesome.
a great name.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's Amy spelled AIMEE.
That's an awesome name.
Amy.
Okay, on to The Lion King.
You've got an awesome
Thanks,
name.
Amy.
Right,
so we're going to do spoilers for The Lion King, right? If you've not seen The Lion King,
if you don't know how The Lion King ends, then
good luck to you.
Good luck. Quick note.
Spoiler.
I need to
killed Mufasa.
I need to stop drinking beer in the cinema because it makes me so sleepy, and I found that a real struggle.
Yeah, I noticed you looked really sleepy.
But like, we're sleep deprived anyway, having a toddler, and And you're giving me the motion.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Nobody cares.
I'm drunk.
What did you think of the movie?
You talk.
Okay.
I'm struggling.
So firstly, it's the most like cinematic experience I've had in a long time, where I just felt like this is incredible. I'm so happy I'm watching it in the cinema. It's really wonderful, like, to look at. So I would really recommend looking at it on the big screen. And honestly, I mean, I think Jon Favreau was amazing. I think it was incredible what he did with The Jungle King, and this is amazing too.
The Jungle King?
I mean, The Jungle Book. And
I prefer The Lion Book myself.
It's so surprising, you know, his career trajectory is really interesting.
I really preferred him in Spider-Man Far From Home.
I mean, I'm really impressed by what he's achieved. Like, it's like every frame of this movie is completely stunning. In terms of...
Yeah, but he didn't achieve that by himself. I mean,
he's the
there was
director,
literally
like,
a wall of... Like, when we were...
Dave, he's a director and it's his vision.
Oh, yeah, no,
of course,
fine.
I don't think that he animated every single bug that was
I'm just saying there are probably 20,000 special effects people.
There's a million special effects people, and it's Disney, and they've, you know, millions and millions of dollars. But I think it's...
Not to mention the people who made The Lion King.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Sorry,
anyway, I think
on.
it's wonderful. It's a wonderful achievement. Did I find it as good as the original? No, and I think I might have loved to just go and see the original on the big screen as well. But I think it's never gonna do that for anyone. So I think it came really close. And one of my favourite scenes of the original is "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" And I got goosebumps when that scene came on in this. I thought it was wonderfully done as well. And I thought the singing was better because you had Donald Glover and Beyonce singing.
Yeah,
now,
full spoilers for this movie as well, like the details of this movie, by the way.
You know, spoilers and everything.
Yeah, I mean you're not
it's the same as the first movie, it's just a bit longer. But obviously we know Beyonce's an incredible singer, but I didn't know Donald Glover was that good a singer. He's got a stunning voice.
He's Childish Gambino.
I know that, but like, I've only ever kind of heard him rapping and stuff. I hadn't heard him to be singing a Disney Prince song.
Yeah.
Like, his voice is really wonderful.
That got me as well. I thought it was a total highlight. That
scene was the total
that
highlight.
Song
Though she wasn't as coquettish
brilliant.
as she was in the cartoon, I'll say that much. But like, when she licked his face, I literally went, woo!
You're obsessed with this sexy cartoon.
I love the scene. Like.
So sexy.
So I thought that was wonderful. I thought the warthog, his friends Pumbaa and Timon and Pumbaa were wonderful. So Seth Rogen was the warthog, and then I had to Google. I was like, I couldn't figure it. Yeah, Billy Eicher. So Billy on the street wouldn't have in a million years known who he was or guessed who he was.
He was great.
Mufasa was great, done by James Earl Jones.
I love that they brought back James Earl Jones. Like,
that was wonderful.
That's it's such a great instance of like, nobody can do this better.
Yeah, like,
and
why
he's
bother?
Around. Let's just get him. Like,
and then they replaced Scar,
wonderful.
which is a hard task because Jeremy Irons was absolutely like, you know, the belle of the ball in the first movie.
The worst possible expression to use in this instance.
Well, yeah, so
the belle of the ball. But you just described the villain as the belle of the ball.
Anyway, so who played Scar? I can't pronounce his name and I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I almost certainly didn't pronounce it right either.
To live up to that...
he's a brilliant actor.
To live up to that performance is like... Honestly, I wouldn't want to take it on as an actor, and I thought he did a brilliant job. And then the bird was played by John Oliver, who was Rowan Atkinson in the original.
I actually thought he was the belle of the ball, personally.
Scar?
Yeah.
Again.
I thought he was the total belle of the ball.
Anyway, so I think they did a better job in this movie of, like, you know, it's supposed to be set in Africa and like actually having black people do the voices. So yeah, I thought
not just like the kid from Home Improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
As was
and
the original.
The young Simba sounded just like the young Simba, actually, I thought, from the original. Have you ever seen that cartoon that's on Disney Junior and it's about Simba's son?
Yeah, because you showed it to me.
And it's called The Lion Cub or something.
Yeah, I didn't think much of it.
Yeah, but
then it's for kids.
It's for really young kids, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite sweet if anyone has a young kid. It's about Simba's son, and it's on Disney Junior. And don't ask me the name of it; I can't remember. But yeah, so overall, like, I think it was really good. It doesn't have the magic, and like, it was never going to have the magic, I guess. So yeah, that's what I think. But I'm really happy we went to see it because, you know, Disney really need the cash.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're supporting them.
I just wish they'd make something new
in this troubling time where they own 5. They are the top 5 of the current top 10 US box office.
Disturbing.
Like Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From... I'm butchering it. Probably
just
not all
it.
these
Doesn't
things.
matter.
Toy Story 4.
Yeah, we get it.
Like, it's all of...
I just
like,
wish they'd make something new. Like, everything you're naming there is just not new.
I heard the other day they apparently receive 40% of all cinema tickets.
I mean, I'm not surprised. But yeah, Disney, go on, make something new. Like The Lion King's an amazing story, but you did it 30 years ago. You know, do something different. Now, Dave, what did you think of it?
I mean, what you just said there in that last sentence, that's what I think of it. Like, this movie just made me want to watch the original again.
Same, I want to watch the original now.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to watch that. I gotta say, I did enjoy that. I thought I sat there quite happily drinking beer and nodding off a little bit. But it was
the highest praise.
It was a comfortable watch. I mean, it's a good story. I mean, it's Hamlet.
The story's amazing.
It's Hamlet, isn't it?
So good.
So, but the problem is, it's like The Lion King in 1994 took, you know, they took Hamlet and they adapted it to this wonderful setting and created an entire world. This movie adapted that movie, so it's like I'm for some reason I'm recalling Multiplicity, the movie with Michael Keaton.
Love that movie. And Andy
McDowell, where he invents a cloning machine, and then they make a clone of a clone.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And the clone is
actually love that movie.
It's somewhat mentally inferior. And that's what I was thinking watching this. Like, this is a copy and paste of a copy and paste. And
no, the original Lion King is not a copy and paste. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, not fair. Sorry.
You've had too much to drink, my friend.
As in, I'm saying, like, Hamlet happened, then the Lion King happened, and those are two very, very different things. And then this was just a copy of the Lion King. So it's like, there's very little, like, I couldn't identify anything in this that was remarkably different or that I couldn't get from that wonderful hand-drawn animation of 25 years ago. Besides a couple of things. Like you just said, I thought You just said
Donald I couldn't find anything besides a couple of things.
Well, Donald Glover and Beyonce singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to listen to that tomorrow.
But like, did I need to, did I need to see that movie to get that? Probably not. I probably could have listened to it on Spotify.
Yeah, but I think it's the visuals of that as well. Like her licking his face. You get it, girl.
Yeah, but actually, like, the problem is when you've got photorealistic animation, you can almost do less. It's almost restrictive.
Yeah, the musical numbers weren't as good.
No, because it's like they don't look like they're singing.
No, yeah,
because they're fucking actual lions in the wilderness.
I was like, it doesn't look as good. The musical numbers. I was actually holding my breath for him to sing "Just Can't Wait to Be King" because I was like, oh, this could be really bad. And to be fair, it wasn't. They did a really good job. But it was like, yeah, is he singing or is it just like?
No, but it's just a bit lifeless because basically you've got this incredible. Like, you're looking at, all I was looking at was like the water, and I'm like, whoa, the water's so real, and this lion's running through the water. But then all this is happening, and this lion's like tiny bottom lower lip is going up and down while the singing's happening, and all I can hear is like Donald Glover or whoever in a voice booth somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I felt totally separated.
I think you're exaggerating it.
It
wasn't as good as the animation, but it wasn't bad. Like,
no, that's not me saying it's bad, but I'm saying that's the limitations. You can't have a lion fully express itself like you can in hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
Like, because they can't bloody open their mouths properly without not looking like real lions, because lions don't talk or sing. But actually, I thought the voice cast was kind of problematic. At least half of them were, and with I had the same problem with the Jungle Book, in that they just had this huge ream of too famous people, like, as in they are too famous, as in I recognise their voices too much, so I can't buy into the performance.
Well, I didn't think that. Like, for example, Seth Rogen, I thought was just an exact replica of the original Warthog.
No, but he was just Seth Rogen. I did buy into it a bit towards the end, but he pulled me out of it. John Oliver in particular, who I'm a huge fan of.
I didn't know it was John Oliver until I saw the credits.
Fine, but like I just saw John Oliver in a voice booth, and I never ever bought that the toucan was, or pelican or whatever it was a character. I just heard John Oliver, so it was just like John Oliver.
Then the first time around it was just Rowan Atkinson.
Fine, but like that didn't work for me. this is me telling. Like, what are you? Would you just like putting full stops at the end of my opinions?
Okay, no, continue.
No, well, the first time was Rowan Atkinson.
I'm
so
just
you're
saying.
wrong, Dave.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the first time it was very noticeably Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, but so those things just pull me out of it. And like, why do that? And then why have like you have Donald Glover and Beyonce? Like, what more do you need? Why fill the rest of it with famous people? And the same thing happened in The Jungle. No, it's not. That's not how Pixar work. For instance, Pixar don't. Like, name me the most.
Tom Hanks and what's his face from Home Improvement. Toy Story.
Yeah, Tim Allen, the most famous voice in the world. Come on.
Anyway,
yeah, there are exceptions, but like The Jungle Book had the same problem. Bill Murray as Baloo. Like, come on, Bill Murray's got one of the most recognisable voices in the world. Scarlett Johansson as the snake. It's problematic. However, Idris Elba as the Bad Panther, good, because he's not like, oh my God, that's the voice of Idris Elba. I'd know it anywhere. Do you know what I mean? However, John Oliver, incredibly distinctive voice. Seth Rogen, incredibly distinctive voice. Problematic.
Okay, massive silence.
What?
I don't want any more. What did you think of the hyenas? I thought they were really scary in this as they are in the cartoon. Like, they're terrifying.
Yeah. They're a scary looking creature in general, like hyenas, aren't they?
Well, I only know them from The Lion King, so I find them terrifying as both a child and an adult.
Basically, every animal you see in this movie is just from a nature documentary because they copied them verbatim. Like, hyenas are scary freaking things. They look like they've had like bad facelifts, don't they? They look like their skin is like stretched back over their face. Like, they're absolutely horrific.
Yeah, they're really scary. But honestly, between the hyenas and the Scar, like, the villains are so scary in this movie. They're like openly murdering people. Like, I can't believe it's only a PG. And I was thinking, and it'd be very hard to test this theory because I would be loved to speak to somebody who'd never seen the original and who'd only seen this, because I feel like this is way less child friendly because of the realism. Like, I found it quite scary and dark, and I can't imagine, like, say when the first movie came out I was like 7 or 8 and went to see it in the cinema. I can't imagine a kid that age coming to see this for the first time and being as into it. Like, it feels quite adult because of the realism. I don't know what you think, and I don't know how can test the theory, but it just it doesn't feel so much like a kids movie. It feels really dark.
No,
I mean, it was always a dark movie anyway, but
I think you're right. I think the photorealism lens, it grounds it in reality, which I think to its detriment. But I think what you're describing as dark, quote unquote, is the themes of the movie or what happens in the events.
The themes,
which
but
are
also the visuals.
Same. No, but I mean, like,
the scary visuals.
But it doesn't matter how you illustrate it. Simba's dad dies, and it's heartbreaking. And that, I think, was as heartbreaking to me, 20 minutes ago as it was 25 years ago. I really felt it.
I didn't feel it as much in this one, actually. I found it sadder in the cartoon. Maybe because I was just waiting for it to happen.
Well,
and I knew
you're a child and it's fresh, or I don't know, maybe. But like, I actually thought they replicated that moment very well. And that's the problem with this movie. It's like, it's totally fine. Like, it actually is, because they just served us up the same thing with maybe some slight adjustments and a longer running time. But like, I don't feel like I experienced something new. I just felt like, do you know what it's like seeing a cover band?
Yeah.
Basically, a really polished cover band who've maybe taken off the edges a bit, like it's almost too perfect, or they've like jazzed it up slightly, but it's like it's an imitation, and there's nothing quite like the original. And the problem is, the original exists. Like, I don't need this. I really didn't need it. So like, it's fine. I think everyone involved did a good job.
It just wasn't necessary.
And it's incredibly impressive. Yeah, it's just not necessary.
They did flesh Nala out. Like, she had more in the scenes she was in. She was doing a lot more, and she had more screen time. The extra song was a dud. It was just, I thought it was going to be her singing about herself, but it was in fact just that moment when Simba decides to return back to Pride Rock with her, and the lion herself isn't notably singing. It's just that I know it's Beyonce's voice, and she was basically singing a song like, Simba is coming to rescue us. She was basically singing a song about Simba coming back to be king. So that song actually took away more of her agency, I think, than it. Like, I thought it was rubbish. And actually, if you're gonna introduce a song like this musical caliber, it needs to be a really good song, and Nala needs to be singing it, and it needs to be like about herself or about her mother or about the pride. Like, it can't just be her like singing about Simba.
I've no idea what you're talking about. I did not hear that song.
It's only because I was really looking for it. It was not obvious.
Is that like, I swear I just saw this movie and I didn't hear that song.
Because it was in the background. Nyla herself, when you looked at her, Nala wasn't singing. It was like a background song being sung by Beyonce.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really rubbish. But I love the stuff with her and Simba, and I love the way she always beats him like in the little wrestles and stuff. So that was kind of the discernible difference. And then the only other thing I really noticed was, you know, the battle scene at the end. That was a lot longer, I think, than in the cartoon.
Yeah, but I found it boring.
I found it boring too. I mean, it's been a long time since I saw the cartoon, so like, don't quote me on it, but I think that battle scene was just longer and more intense. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't into it. It's like, yeah, we know Simba's going to win, just hurry up already.
But
now,
it was
Simba's amazing,
it was
King,
just
because
grey. It was grey and dull. And
that's what I mean about the
impossible to
visuals
follow.
of it. Like, I think it was too adult looking and too dark. But one of the things I thought was hilarious is like, okay, so Simba and Nala have just gotten back together. Now, presuming it won't take them too long to get pregnant.
Because you find this movie so sexy,
Presuming
right?
it was not going to take them too long to have a baby. How is the entire kingdom restored in like a couple of months? It's gone from this like barren wasteland that's like covered in bones.
How do you know it was only a couple of months? That could have been years.
It's just, the implication is that Simba came in and very quickly like repopulated like the local flora. I don't know how he did it.
Well, maybe he got a landscaper in.
Maybe
And
that landscaper is very talented.
they
And the
replanted
place,
all the grass.
not only had the place been decimated in terms of livestock, there was then a massive fire that like burnt it to the ground. But very quickly, Simba fixed everything. Now, I was so happy for his mom when he came back. Oh, I love that. I just wish he'd like.
I loved the way, like, yeah, when he came back in that moment and she just nuzzled into him.
I know, that's what you would do.
They perfectly recreated how like cats and lions interact with each other, how they fight. Like, I mean, like, whatever about this movie, we can criticize it as long as we like, but like, the people who animated this movie are just next level genius.
Yeah,
and like,
amazing.
and yeah, kudos to director Jon Favreau for like coordinating
you
all of this.
claimed he did nothing.
No, I didn't claim he did nothing. I just said, you know, it's both a positive and a negative that the director has their name at the top of a movie and get credited for all the good things and all the bad things, but they are literally just the captain of a huge ship.
How long did they spend making it, you think? I mean, it must have been years.
Well, they announced it in 2016.
So they're basically doing every movie now, aren't they? What have they left to do? They've said they're going to do
They're
Lady
doing
and
The Little
Tramp.
Mermaid, the Lady and the Tramp's coming out
no
on the
sense.
Disney Plus streaming service. I mean, look, who fucking wants any of this? Like, I don't want. Yeah, here we are talking about it. So I don't know who's winning. They are.
They're winning, and they're just like tapping into our nostalgia. And I hope that they do a better job and do something original, because all they make now is Pixar sequels, Avengers sequels, remakes of their classics. And like, even before this, because we were like at effectively a kids movie, even though it was 8 o'clock on a Saturday, it was all kids movies advertising. And like the Frozen 2 one came up, and it was just like literally, like, no pun intended, let it go. Seriously, it's not going to be as good as the first
how long
one.
have you been waiting
You're not going to have any songs as good as the first one. The movie's not going to be as good as the first one. You're going to make loads of money off it, like, but you know, to what end? Like,
I mean, I think you're being a little premature.
the trailer looked rubbish.
We've seen very. I said the same things about Toy Story 4 before I went into it.
I know,
and I loved it.
But they should just make it a story. Like, we don't need to see Toy Story 4.
When is the
Frozen 2.
last time that Disney served us up an completely original story?
I mean, look, completely original.
Was it Frozen? And that's not even original, because that's based on a fairy tale. But
to
whatever.
be fair, most of their famous works are based on fairy tales.
Yeah,
so
but
define
is
original.
is Frozen the last time we got something kind of new?
It's the last one I recall, but I am not an expert, so
or something
don't hold
that's
me to it.
successful that was new, because I'm sure they're churning stuff out all the time.
I don't know.
That we're not even hearing about. Anyway.
No, I don't know. Anyway, we're off tangent now.
Yeah, whatever. Creativity is dying. The mainstream cinema's dead.
Mainstream cinema isn't dead, it's alive.
This podcast is going
mainstream cinema's more alive than ever. Disney
the
making shitloads of money.
quality of mainstream cinema is
I
dead.
think you mean that, like, creativity and like mid-budget movies are dead. Mainstream cinema isn't dead. We were just in a packed out cinema watching The Lion King.
Yeah, but mainstream cinema
full, like,
used to be different. And I just sound like an old. Like an old
Dave,
person
you sound
saying
drunk because you keep saying the word mainstream, and I don't think you know what it means. Because what we just saw was mainstream.
I miss the days when like Face Off was mainstream.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we get back to that? When you get like an Asian director directing John Travolta and Nicolas Cage in the biggest, stupidest action movie of the summer.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah. Where's that?
Right, we better go because we have to go home and relieve our babysitter of duties.
Yeah, we're actually out here walking around in circles.
Walking around in our street. Thank you everyone for listening.
Let's go into our
let us
house.
know what you thought of the movie. If you haven't already done so, please head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, review. We would massively appreciate it. It's really easy. You just go to iTunes, or what's it called now? Apple Podcasts. Search The Cinemile.
Yeah, or whatever podcast thing you're listening to us. Just rate us. It really helps us out. It helps us get discovered.
And come find us.
And we really appreciate
on
it.
social media at Twitter, The Cinemile on Twitter, Instagram, and
at The Cinemile.
And we're going to release.
I'm the one who's drunk, and your sentence doesn't make any sense.
We're going to release. We recorded our first ever live episode last week at Latitude Festival. It was so exciting for us. We recorded with Asif Kapadia, who is the Oscar-winning director of Amy, BAFTA-winning director of Senna, and director of the new movie Diego Maradona. So we kind of mixed up a bit of a review and a live show. So we'll release that one very soon once we figure out how to put together the audio. Because they sent like
I edited everything and I don't know what I'm doing.
They sent like 4 different kind of audio things that Dave needs to switch together. So as soon as we manage that, we'll do it. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
We'll see you at the next Disney live action remake. What's it going to be?
A wee moe, 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 a wee moe.